Hello. We are presenting purchase agreements. And again, I want to stress when you are representing a seller, you must present any and all offers. Even if you already have accepted an offer and there's maybe nothing you can do with that second offer, you still have to make your seller aware of it. It might change how they navigate even through a home inspection, right? If they know that they've got a backup situation. So you must present any and all offers. Okay. Now, who pays the commissions? That is not what establishes an agency relationship. That happens through, I hope, oral contracts, or in writing, of course, is even better. A couple things I want to note here, though, about this dual contracts for sale of a real estate property. First of all, what is a dual contract? Dual contract is when I would write an offer to a seller for $300,000, and then I'd write another offer for $350,000, and that's the one I gave to the lender. So I'd finance the 350, and then we have this side agreement that the seller would let me keep that $58,000 in cash for maybe a remodel or something like that. That is illegal. And the next thing I want to follow up with that on in general for your career is you should never have cash going back from a seller to a buyer. Every once in a while, we've got maybe an inspection item and the seller says, in lieu of repairing it, since I'm out of town in Bethesda, Maryland now, how about I give an allowance to the buyer for $1,500 and they can do the repair on their own. So in lieu of repairs, we'll give an allowance. That money, no matter what the amount is, we can never have a check going back from the seller to the buyer. That is considered mortgage fraud. And I know you're super adorable and handsome, but you're not going to look that good in an orange jumpsuit. So please don't do it. And I know that there are some agents out there that still think that's okay to do. And back in the day before a lot of this mortgage reform, and there was a big mortgage reform that happened in 2015, I think some of these allowances used to be allowed with some loan products out there. But no, it's mortgage fraud. Because if we said that we would buy it for $200 and the seller's going to give us $1,500, we didn't really buy it for $200 anymore, did we? We bought it for $198.5. So how do you solve that? Well, number one, you can reduce the sales price, but that doesn't really put cash in the hands of the borrower or the buyer to get the repair done. It just decreases their loan amount. So number two, you could have the seller pay the vendor directly. Sometimes that's hard to do. So another option you could do is, in lieu of obviously cash going back, we could add it in as closing costs. So make sure you talk with your lender about that as well, to make sure that you're not putting too much for closing costs that aren't necessary, that if you add that in, it will actually be put to good use.